Hello guys, welcome to my channel Create Knowledge. Today in this video we learn how to configure Hibernate application with Eclipse IDE and also learn how to mapping object with database and how to save data in database table. In Hibernate you need not to write SQL query. Hibernate itself create the SQL query and save the data in your database. Hibernate is a silent feature. Now I am going to open my Eclipse IDE. Here I am using Eclipse IDE 2023-06 version. Now I am going to create a new project, file, new. I am going to create a Maven project. Then next, I'll choose catalog internal, and here I am using Maven archetype quick start. And then next, here I am using group ID is com.gopal, my package name is com.gopal, artifact ID is project name that I am writing here, Hibernate config, reduce the name, package name. Okay, then next, then finish. Now it's creating my Hibernate config project. It will take a couple of seconds and click here, enter. You see Hibernate config file is created. Now here in form.xml file I will put the dependency because I have required two dependency. One is Hibernate dependency and MySQL dependency because here I am using MySQL database. So I am going to open my form.xml and here I will put the dependencies. Here I will put the dependency. Now I have to open my Google Chrome browser and take the dependency from there and I'll paste it here. And go to Google Chrome browser, arrow right, Hibernate Maven dependency, click here. This is Hibernate Maven repository, click Hibernate code relocation, click here. Now here I am use the usage, maximum usage file I will take it. Here I will use, this is the maximum usage 179, so I will go for 5.6.15. This is the final, I will go for final. Click here. Now I have to copy this link. Click here and Ctrl C, copy and go to my Eclipse IDE and here I am going to paste it. Okay, and then save. I'll check if any error is there or not. I will not get any error. Next dependency I'll put here. I have to take the next dependency is Maven MySQL connector jar. And go to the birds and here I write Maven connector MySQL connector Maven. MySQL connector Maven. Click Maven repository here. Now before that I have to check my MySQL version. You see here I am using MySQL version is, go to app and here you see MySQL, this is MySQL, click here. Here I am using MySQL is 8.0, so I choose for 8.0. Here also I will use maximum usage. Maximum usage is 8.0.28, that is 464. So click here and again I'll copy the link, Ctrl C, go to my Eclipse IDE, this is my form.xml file. Here I'll put the dependency, MySQL connector jar, version is 8.0.32 and Hibernate version is 5.6.15 and save it, save all, and you see I will not get any error. Now you check the dependencies, click on Maven dependency and here you see Hibernate dependency and MySQL connector jar dependency. So all both dependency I have included in my Maven dependency. Now I am going to close it. Here I have to click, here I have to write a class file, right click on package name, my package name is com.gopal, here right click new class. Now class file name is student, and then finish. Now you see package name is com.gopal, public class student. I'll put the 6 variable. First I'll take private int role. Next one is private string name, and next one is private int age, and private gender string gender, next private string address, and private string mobile. Okay, now I'm going to create 3 constructor. One is default constructor, one is parameterized constructor, one getter and setter method. First I'm right click here, source. Here I will create constructor, default constructor. This is my default constructor. This super is not required. Delete it. And this both curly bracket, I'll put the same place. Okay. After that, I'll create parameterized constructor, source constructor, select all. This is my parameterized constructor. Now I'll create the getter and setter method, source, getter and setter, select all, generate. Here my getter and setter method. Now I have to save it. Now my student class is ready. I have to create Hibernate configuration file. So now again I have to click on src main Java. I'm going to close this student Java class file, and here src main Java, right click here, new, other. Please remember it, new. I have to create a XML file. I have to create a XML file, new, other. Again I am repeating the same thing. You have to go src main Java, right click here, new, other. Here you write XML. You write here XML. This is XML file. Click here, and then next you give the file name. You give the file name Hibernate dot cfg configuration dot xml. You have the name. The file name is Hibernate dot cfg dot xml, and then finish. This is your Hibernate CFG configuration file. CFG means configuration. .xml. Here I have to write. Here I have to put the schema of Hibernate configuration. So for schema, you can download it from Google Chrome browser, but I will not go for Google Chrome browser. I will get the schema from my dependency folder. Click Maven dependency, and you see first one is Hibernate core 5.6.15. Click here, and here you see org.hibernate, and here you see Hibernate configuration. Again I repeat the same thing. You go Maven dependencies. First one is Hibernate core. Click here, and first one is org.hibernate. Click here, and you scroll down. You see in bottom Hibernate configuration 3.0. Click here, and here I have to put this schema. I have to copy this schema. You see serial number 10 to 12. I have to copy this link. Copy, Control C, and close it. And here I have to put the schema. This is the Hibernate schema. Okay, I put the schema and I have to save project and I have not get any error. And now you minimize these Maven dependencies and after that you have to write, here you write Hibernate configuration. Hibernate configuration. After that you write session, session, session factory. Inside the session factory you have to write property name. Write here property, enter property name. Property name is connection dot driver underscore class. Connection dot driver underscore class and here you pass form dot MySQL form dot MySQL dot JDBC dot driver. Okay, and next you have to write the 7 property. Next property again you have to write property. You have to write connection URL. You write here connection dot URL and here you pass JDBC colon because here I have to write the connection, so write JDBC colon MySQL colon double slash localhost colon 3306 port number. You know, you write it in your JDBC connection slash write the your DB name. Now I am giving the DB name RGMDB. RGMDB and I'll put the question mark and write create database, create database if not exist. If not exist. Okay. Next property. So I put the URL connection JDBC colon MySQL colon double slash localhost 3306 my DB name RGMDB create database if not exist is equal to true. That means it will create the database if RGMDB is not there. After that again you write property, enter. Here you write property username. You write connection dot username. You write username MySQL database. Username is root. You pass the root. And next again property. Here you write connection dot password. Connection dot password. Now you write your password. Here my password is admin. You write your password. And next property dial ECT. Here you write org.hibernate.dialect.mysql. Here you write org.hibernate.dialect.mysql 5 dialect. Next line you write Again property. Here you have to write HBM. You have to remember this 7 line. HBM TDL dot auto and you pass create. Now giving the permission to create the database. Create. And the next line you write property. You write here show SQL query. Show underscore SQL. And here pass true. Here pass. It will show your SQL query in console. If you write this, then it will show the SQL query in your console. After that, you write mapping. This is the mapping. In mapping, you write class is equal to, my class is form.gopal dot student, form.gopal.student, because student is my class name, form.gopal is my package name. For mapping you have to write, and then session factory and Hibernate. Now I am going to make it, decorate it. Now save it. I'll see there is no error. Okay. Now you see Hibernate configuration is complete. This is schema of Hibernate. This is Hibernate configuration. I am going to close it. Now I have to open my student. Now I have to open my student class. Here I have to put annotation. Here I am going to put the annotation because my database object is student. So I write here entity entity. If you write entity, that means it will create the database in student. Here I have to import the entity. I am getting error in entity. I have to import Java X persistence. I have to import entity Java X persistence. Now you see your error is removed. Here my variable role is a primary key. So I have to write here ID, because here I have to write @ID annotation, so that it will be primary key. So I write ID @ID. I am getting error because I have to import Java X persistence. Click here. So your error has been removed. Now I have to save this student.java class. Save. Now it is complete. I have to open one auto, because here you see Maven has already created a app.java class. It has already created app.java class. So I am going to click here. This is package name com.gopal. Now I have not recorded the hello world. I am going to clear it. Here system.out.pd not required. Delete it. Here I am going to write student object class stu. Student stu. This is object is equal to new student, and inside this here I will pass roll. I am taking roll number is 101, comma, and next name is, you see I have taken variable role, name, age, gender, address, mobile. So I am going to fill all the data here. I will put the roll number, I will put the name, I will put the age, I will put the gender, I will put the address, I will put the mobile. So I put the roll number is 101, name is Gopal, comma, age is 18, integer type age is 18, and gender male, male, and comma, address Lucknow, and comma, and mobile number 2233445566. Okay. Here I have to write configuration config is equal to new configuration. Right here configuration config is equal to new configuration, and then config dot configure hibernate cfg.xml. I have to configure. So next line I write config dot configure hibernate dot cfg.xml. I have already created this file. Now here I get an error because I have to import hibernate cfg, hibernate.cfg. Okay, now it is complete. Next line I write session factory session factory is equal to config dot build session factory. Write in session factory config dot build session factory, and here also I have session factory org dot hibernate. In next line I write session is equal to factory dot open session. Session object is session factory dot open session. Here I have to import org hibernate session, and in next line I write transaction tx transaction object tx session dot being transaction tx is equal to session dot being transaction. Here I have to import. I am getting error, so I have to import transaction org dot hibernate. Okay, and next line I will write. You have to remember these lines. Session dot save object string. Session dot save object string. Now I have to save the record. That's why I have to write text dot commit. Without commitment it will not save. So I have to save the data. So I have to write tx dot commit. Write here tx dot commit, and I have to close the session. So I have to write session dot close and after closing the session I will take a printout, print that record saved successfully. So I have to write, and here you pass record saved successfully. Record saved successfully. And I have to save the project. Now I have completed all things. Now I have to run the project. Now I am going to run the project. Right click here, run as Java application. Now you see record saved successfully. Okay, Hibernate insert into student address, age, gender, mobile name, role, and Hibernate create table student. You see in console I get the statement that Hibernate create table student, role integer, not null, address varchar 255, age integer not null, and gender varchar 255, mobile varchar 255, name varchar 255, primary key not null. Okay, so now I am going to open my MySQL. Now I have to, I am going minimizing it and go to MySQL. MySQL. Now I am going to use MySQL command line. The password is admin. Enter. Here I'll write use ramdb, because here I put my DB name is, where is my DB name? I'll get it from here. You see, I put the DB name is ramdb. Okay, my DB name is ramdb. So you use ramdb semicolon, enter, database change, select select star from student, semicolon, enter. You see roll 101. Here see, here I put the data. Roll number is 101, name Gopal, age 18, male, Lucknow, and mobile number. And you see, roll 101, address Lucknow, age 18, gender male, mobile number 2233445566, and name is Gopal. And if you write here, describe student, semicolon, enter, you see, here it has created roll integer type, because I am not writing. Roll integer type, primary key, address varchar, age integer type, gender varchar, mobile varchar, and name varchar. Now I think you have understood how to configure Hibernate in Eclipse IDE. And then now again I am going to show you one thing. Now if you open your workbench, because here I am use the command line operation, now I am going to use MySQL workbench. That also I'll show you. My admin is my password. Enter. Here ramdb. Click here. Table student. You see roll 101, Lucknow, age 18, male, mobile number, and name. It is available in your work, it is showing in workbench as well as the CMD command line. So now I think you understand how to configure Hibernate in your Eclipse IDE with MySQL database. And you save the database. How to save the database? If you like this video, please do subscribe my channel and share my video with your friends. Thanks a lot for watching my video. Thanks a lot. Thanks.